Hi, welcome once more to Mr. Max. In this lesson, we are going to revise from February-March 2017 graphs and functions questions. That is question number 4 and 5. February-March 2017 graphs and function. That is question number 4 and 5. Okay. So, before you watch this lesson, download the question paper from our app and try to do that question alone first. Okay, then after that you have to watch this video and check where are the mistakes and how to understand that one. Okay, now let's start without wasting time. Question number 4. The sketch below shows the graph of f of x is equal to log x to the base 5. So there is an equation given like this: f of x is equal to log x to the base 5, and another equation is given: g of x is equal to 2 divided by x minus 1 plus 1. So there are two equations given. One is f of x and the other one is g of x. F of x is a logarithmic graph and g of x is a, what type of graph is this? Hyperbolic graph, because the variable x is in the denominator, so it is a hyperbolic graph. Okay, so there are two graphs given, f of x and g of x, and there is a graph also drawn there. Okay, the diagram is given there. So first let me draw that diagram, then after that, based on that diagram, we can answer the remaining questions. Okay, so let me draw the diagram first. Okay, so this is a given graph. I try to draw a rough graph of that one. Look at the first bullet. T and U are the x-intercepts of G, T and U. So here you can see that this is T and this is U. Okay, T and U are the x-intercepts of G and F respectively. That means T is the x-intercept of G and U is the x-intercept of F graph. F graph means the logarithmic graph. So here you have to understand that this blue one is a logarithmic graph. Okay, and this black one is a exponential graph, g of x. Okay, so this black one is g of x, that is exponential, and this blue one is the logarithmic graph. Okay, and u is the x-intercept of the logarithmic graph, and t is the x-intercept of the hyperbolic graph. Okay, now the line y is equal to x intersect the asymptotes of g at r. So here you can see that for this g of x, this is a hyperbolic graph. Okay, so these dotted lines are the asymptotes. Okay, and they are saying that there is a line y is equal to x. You know what is this y is equal to x? For example, assume that this is x and y axis. This is the x axis and this is the y axis. Okay, and if there is a line passing through the origin like this angle is 45 degrees. Okay, and the equation of that line is y is equal to x. So here you can see that this red line, it is passing through the origin, so it means that, and also it passing through the point of intersection of the two asymptotes. Okay, so it is also passing through the point r and also to the origin, and the equation of this line is y is equal to x. That is the equation of the line y is equal to x. Okay, and the graph g at v. Okay, so here both these y is equal to x and the hyperbolic graph intersect at this point v. Okay, so these are the given things, and based on this one we have to answer the remaining questions. Okay, so what is the first question? Question number 4.1. Write down the coordinates of u. You have to write the coordinate of u. 4.1. Write down the coordinates of u. Where is u? This is the point u. Okay, so here you can see that this is the x-intercept. So at x-intercept, what is the y value? Of course the y value is 0, isn't it? So x-intercept, the y value is 0. Okay, and at the same time, so this is the x-intercept. So you can see that this is the x-intercept, and x-intercept y value is 0. Question is to find the coordinate of this point u. Okay, so since this one is the x-intercept, y value is 0. Okay, now at the same time, this point u, through that point u, you can see that the vertical asymptote is passing. Am I right? Okay, so look at the hyperbolic function. G of x is equal to 2 divided by x minus 1 plus 1. So what are the asymptotes there? X minus 1. So the equations of the asymptotes, when it is minus 1, x is equal to positive 1 and y is equal to 1. Do you remember that one? Okay, asymptotes, when here it is minus 1, what is asymptote? X is equal to positive 1, and this one don't change the sign, y is equal to 1. Okay, so this x is equal to 1 is the vertical asymptote. This one is the vertical asymptote, and y is equal to 1, that is the horizontal asymptote. Okay, so here you can see that this is the vertical asymptote. This dotted line is the vertical asymptote. And what is the vertical asymptote? What is x value? 1. So it means that at this point the x value is 1. So what is the coordinate of u? Therefore u is 1 comma 0. Okay, how many marks? I think it's only 1 mark. Yeah, only 1 mark. So to write the coordinate of u, you will get what? That 1 mark, 1 comma 0. Okay, let's move to the next question, question number 4.2. What is that question? Write down the equation of the asymptotes of G. You have to write the equation of the asymptotes of G. We already wrote it there. You have to write the equations of the asymptotes of G. So when it is minus 1, what are the equations? We already wrote it there. X is equal to 1, positive 1. In case if here it is plus 1, then here you are supposed to write minus 1. Okay, so x is equal to positive 1, and what is the second equation? Y is equal to 1. So there are two asymptotes, x is equal to positive 1 and y is equal to 1. We already wrote that one there before this one, 4.1 question. Okay, so that is question number 4.2. Now let's move to question number 4.3. What is question number 4.3? Determine the coordinates of t. Okay, you have to find the coordinates of t. Where is this t? This point is t. You have to find the coordinate of t. So this point is on the x-axis. That means that is the x-intercept. So like what we said, the x-intercept, what is the y value? Y value, of course, it is 0. Okay, so this point t is the x-intercept point. Am I right? It's on the x-axis. So x-intercept, of course, the y value is 0. So we have to find what is the x value there. Okay, so how can you find the x value there? How can you find this x value? What is the x value here? What is the value here? Okay, so how can you find the x value of this point t? You can see that that point t lies on g of x graph. Is it not so? Okay, so at this point lies on g of x graph. What is the equation of g of x? G of x is equal to this one. So let me write that equation. Y is g of x is the same as y. Y is equal to 2 divided by x minus 1 plus 1. Okay, so at the same time, you know that this point is the x-intercept. So at x-intercept, y is 0. So we can write at x-intercept, y is equal to 0. At x-intercept, y value is 0. So substitute y as 0. Y is equal to, that means 0 is equal to, I substituted y as 0. 0 is equal to 2 divided by x minus 1 plus 1. Take this plus 1 to the left side. So here it is plus 1. So on the left side it is minus 1. 0 minus 1 minus 1 is equal to 2 divided by x minus 1. So what is the next step? You have to cross multiply, isn't it so? Okay, this x minus 1 you have to multiply to this minus 1. So look at how I am going to write. Minus 1 into x minus 1 is equal to this 2 is this one. Okay, now you have to expand the bracket. Minus 1 into x minus 1 times minus 1. Okay, so let me erase the top part. Okay, so minus 1 times x, minus 1 times x is minus x, minus 1 times minus 1, minus into minus is, I am expanding the bracket, that's all. Okay, so minus into minus is plus, 1 into 1 1, so it is plus 1 is equal to 2. Take this plus 1 to the other side, so it is minus x is equal to 2 plus 1, other side it is minus 1, so minus x is equal to 2 minus 1 is 1. So what is x? X is equal to minus 1. So it means that at this point, the x value is minus 1. So it therefore coordinate of t is minus 1 comma 0. This coordinate is minus 1 comma 0. That is question number 4.3. Okay, now let's move to the next question, question number 4.4. Question number 4.4. What is that question? Write down the equation of h. So there is no h here, so that is a new equation. Okay, write down the equation of h. Then what is this h? The reflection of f in the line y is equal to x in the form of y is equal to. So h, actually what is this h? They are saying that h is the reflection of f, reflection of this one. Okay, reflection of this f of x graph based on the line y is equal to x. This red line is y is equal to x. Okay, so this logarithmic graph, this blue graph, this is f of x, okay, is reflected based on the y-axis. So it means that actually this is the f of x graph reflected based on the line y is equal to x, means it will come like this. Now let me, okay, this is that graph f of x, then this is the line y is equal to, this is the line y is equal to x. So this is f of x graph, okay, reflected based on the line y is equal to x, means this one it will come like this. Okay, that is they are saying that this graph is h of x and you have to find the equation of that h of x. That is the question. Okay, so now what is this f of x? What is f of x? Logarithmic graph. Okay, so you know that this f of x is the same as y. Y is equal to log x to the base 5. Okay, now how can you write this one as x? So this 5 raised to y, you know, you those who doesn't know this logarithm, you have to watch that lesson videos. Okay, so this 5 raised to y is equal to this x. We can write this one like this. Okay, like this base 5 raised to this number 5 raised to y is equal to this x. Okay, now when you want to find the reflection based on x on the line y is equal to x, okay, reflection based on the reflection based on the line y is equal to x, reflection based on the line y is equal to x. Okay, how can you, what you have to do, you just swap x and y. Okay, you just swap x and y. So it means that actually what is this one? What is this one? This is our f of x graph, is it not so? This is our f of x, same one, this one. Okay, so this is our f of x graph. To find the inverse, I mean, so to find the reflection based on the line y is equal to x. Okay, so what you have to do is you have to swap x and y. So this y becomes x and x becomes y. Okay, so now it implies that y is equal to 5 raised to x. This y is equal to 5 raised to x. So try to remember like this. If the reflection is based on the line y is equal to x, you just swap x and y. Okay, so this y becomes x and this x becomes y. So what is the equation? Y is equal to 5 raised to x, and that is the equation of the reflected graph, and they call that this y as h of x. So the equation of h of x is equal to y raised to x. Okay, so this is the answer. Now before I go to the next question, let me ask you one thing. In case if the question is this is f of x, okay, and find the equation of f inverse of x. This question is not a part of this one. I'm just explaining some more things. Okay, in case if the question is to find the inverse of f inverse of x, what you are supposed to do? There also you are supposed to do the same thing. You have to swap x and y. Do you remember that one? When you want to find the inverse, you have to swap x and y. So two things you have to remember. Okay, if you want to find the inverse, you swap x and y. At the same time, if you want to find the reflection based on the line y is equal to x, there also you swap x and y. So when you want to find inverse or reflection based on the line y is equal to x, in both cases you have to swap x and y. Don't forget that. In our question, reflection based on the line y is equal to x, so you swap and x and y. Or if the find the inverse of f of x, there also you swap x and y. Okay, so that is question number 4.4. now let's move to 4.5. Question number 4.5. what is that question? 4.5. Write down the equation of the asymptote of h of x minus 3. Okay, so before that let me write the equation of h of x once more. From the previous question, what was the equation of h of x? 5 raised to x. This is the equation of the h of x. Am I right? H of x is equal to 5 raised to x from the previous question. Okay, now in this question they want the equation of the asymptote of h of x minus 3. Okay, so before I go to that question, let me ask you something. What type of graph is this 5 raised to x? Here you can see that the variable is as a power or as an exponent. So this is an exponential graph. What is the general equation of an exponential graph? Y is equal to a into b raised to x plus q. This is the general equation of an exponential graph. So in this exponential graph, what is the equation of the asymptote? What is the equation of the asymptote in this exponential graph? This one. That means equation of asymptote. What is the equation of the asymptote? Y is equal to q. This is the equation of the asymptote. This one, this value. This is the equation of the asymptote. So now look at this one. H of x is equal to 5 raised to x. We know that one is a what type of graph? Exponential graph. And in this h of x is equal to 5 raised to x, what is the equation of the asymptote? So there is nothing, there is no q here. So plus 0, if I write plus 0, it's the same thing. Okay, so it means that in this h of x graph, the equation of the asymptote is y is equal to, here equation of the asymptote is y is equal to 0. Y is equal to q. Here what is q? 0. Okay, I just put 0 there because there was nothing. So I don't mind to put 0 there. There is nothing, no difference. Okay, so what is the asymptote equation? Y is equal to 0. But our question is, what is the equation of h of x minus what? X minus 3. Our question is, what is the equation of the asymptote of h of x minus 3? So what is this h of x minus 3? Instead of x, they wrote x minus 3. So here also, instead of that x, you are supposed to write x minus 3. You understand? Okay, so h of x minus 3, now the equation is 5 raised to x minus 3. 5 raised to x, when it is x here, here also x. When it is x minus 3 here, here also x minus 3. Okay, so now the question is, what is the equation of the asymptote of this one? So here also you can see that actually asymptote is y is equal to q. Is there anything here? So it is plus 0. So what is the equation of the asymptote? Y is equal to 0. Okay, so it means that there is no difference in the equation of asymptote of h of x and h of x minus 3, because only x minus 3, the x value is changing. There is nothing added or subtracted here. Do you understand? So what is the answer? Asymptote is y is equal to 0. This is the answer. Okay, equation of the asymptote of h of x minus 3 is y is equal to 0. Okay, that is question number 4.5. Now let's move to question number 4.6. Question number 4.6. What is that question? Calculate the coordinates of v. Where is this v? This is the point v. Am I right? Okay, and now the question is, you have to find what is the coordinate of that point v. How can you find? This point v is the intersection point of this g of x graph and y is equal to x. Am I right? What I'm saying, this point is a common point for both y is equal to x, this line. Okay, y is equal to x. The name of this red line is y is equal to x, and this one is g of x, that is this one. Okay, so that point v is the common point for or intersecting point of y is equal to x. So y is equal to x and which one? That g of x. What is g of x? 2 divided by that one, 2 divided by x minus 1 plus 1. Okay, so that is a common point. So intersecting point, you know that both the graphs are equal. Okay, so we can write at the point v, both the graphs are equal. Okay, at the point v, y is equal to x, y is equal to, these two are equal. So look at how I am going to write. Y is equal to x, so x is equal to, y is equal to this one, 2 divided by x minus 1 plus 1. Okay, so at that point v, both the graphs are equal. So it means that what is the equation of this one? Y is equal to x, that means x is the equation. Okay, and what is the equation of this g of x? Y is equal to this one, so this is the equation. So at that point v, both the graphs are equal. So you can write it like this, x, both of these one are equal, so x is equal to this one. Okay, now we have to simplify this one. So take this plus 1 to this side, so it is plus 1, on the other side it is minus 1, is equal to 2 divided by x minus 1. Okay, so here this x minus 1 and this x minus 1, you can cross multiply like this. Okay, so this x minus 1 into x minus 1. What is x minus 1 times x minus 1? That is x minus 1 the whole square is equal to 2. Okay, so now from here, how can you find x minus 1? You have to find the square root on both sides, is it not so? X minus 1 the whole square. So to find x minus 1, you take the square root on both sides. Okay, so square root of x minus 1 square, so you have to remove this square, so it is x minus 1 is equal to square root of 2. Square root of 2 means plus or minus 2. So it means that x is equal to, take this minus 1 to the other side, so it is 1 plus or minus root 2. Okay, so root 2, check in your calculator, what is the answer? Root 2 is 1.41. okay, so here 1 plus root 2, so it is x is equal to 1 plus root 2, check the plus 1, that is 2.41. Okay, 2.41 or 1 minus root 2, 1 minus root 2, that is minus 0.41. So we got two answers, 2.41 and minus 0.41. So here you can see that from this x value, this side x value is positive, is it not so? So from here x value is negative, from this side it is positive. Okay, so which one is correct x value? 2.41. Okay, so it implies that x is 2.41. Okay, now how can you find the y value? Yeah, I can say that y value is also 2.41 because one equation is y is equal to x. What is the x value? 2.41. So what is the y value? Y is equal to 2.41. It implies that y is also 2.41 because that at that point y is equal to x. Both y and x are equal. That is the meaning. Okay. So if x is 2.41, y is also 2.41. So therefore coordinate of v is 2.41 comma 2.41. That is the answer. Okay, or you can write it like this also, 1 plus root 2, you can write, or you can write it like this, v 1 plus root 2 comma 1 plus root 2. So same thing. Okay. Okay, so that is for question number 4.6. Now let's move to question number 4.7. Okay, let's move to the next question. Question number 4.7. 4.7. Determine the coordinates of point T dash. So you have to find the coordinates of the point T dash. Okay, what is T? T we already got, -1 comma 0. Okay, so you have to find the coordinate of T dash. What is T dash? What is T dash? It is written there. You have to find the coordinate of T dash, comma, the point. What is T dash? That is written there. The point which is symmetrical to T about the point R. So that T dash is a point symmetrical to T. This is the point T. Okay, so it is symmetrical to T somewhere here based on the point R. So this point T is this one and T dash is somewhere here, that is symmetrical to, that means exactly this distance, like this. Okay, that is, and that point is T dash. You have to find that point. Okay, so symmetrical to T means based on the point R. That is the question. Okay, so this distance, okay, symmetrical like this, and it will come somewhere here. And what is the coordinate of that point T dash? That is the question. Okay, so now it's very easy to find from the graph. You don't want to write anything, you just how many marks? Only 2 marks. Yeah, it's 2 marks. Okay, so look at this one, but you have to think logically. What is this point R? That is the intersecting point of both the asymptotes. Am I right? Okay, this point R is the intersecting point of both the asymptotes. Okay, so this point T is how far from that vertical asymptote. That's what I'm going to check first. Okay, this is the vertical asymptote. So how far this T from the vertical asymptote? Look at this point T. What is the x value? -1. So it means that this distance is 1 units. Do you agree that here at this point the x value is -1? So it means that this distance is 1 unit. Am I right? Okay, look at the point U. What is the x value? 1. So it means that this distance is 1 unit. So this point T is how far from the vertical asymptote? Total 2 units from the vertical asymptote. Okay, so from this point, from the vertical asymptote, it must go another 2 units to that side. So it means that here x value is 1. So 2, 3. It must come somewhere here 3. Okay. So the x value of that point t dash is, the x value of that point t dash is supposed to be 3. Listen once more. What I am checking is, from this vertical asymptote, how far this t, how far is that? 1 plus 1, 2 units. So from the vertical asymptote, from the same vertical asymptote, the t dash is 2 units to that side. That means here x value is 1. So it is 2, 3. That means 2 units means x value is 3. So it means that x value of t dash is 3. Okay. Now we can think about the y value. So what is this one? Y is equal to 1. That means here y is 1. Okay. Now look at this one. This point t is how far with the horizontal asymptote? That means this distance. What is that distance from the horizontal asymptote? This point t is how far from the horizontal asymptote? Here you can see that y value is 1. That means it's 1 unit from the horizontal asymptote. Okay. So from here another 1 unit. So it means that somewhere here this is 3 and this is 1. So somewhere here that point. So what is that point? Now if it is another 1 unit, it means that total how many? What is the number here? 2. Okay. So t, this is t dash and x value is 3 and the y value is 2. So here it is 3 comma 2. Okay. So listen once more. I am checking this t is how far from the horizontal asymptote. How many units? 1 unit. So it must go another 1 unit from the horizontal asymptote, another 1 unit. So up to here 1. So another 1 unit means it is 2. So it means that the y value must be 2 units and the x value we already got as 3. So what is the coordinate of t dash? 3 comma 2. Okay. So that is question number 4.7. You just want to write t dash as 3 comma 2. That's all, only 2 marks. Okay. So that is question number 4.7. Now let's move to question number 5. Okay, let's move to the next question. Question number 5. Question number 5. What is that question? The sketch below shows the graph of f of x is equal to x square minus 2x minus 3. So there is an equation given, f of x is equal to x square minus 2x minus 3, and another equation given, g of x is equal to x minus 3. So there are two functions just like a previous question. Here also f of x and g of x, two functions given, and based on that one, okay, there is a graph also given. So first let me draw that graph, then based on that one I will explain. Okay. Okay, so I try to draw a rough graph of the given one, the rough diagram, and look at the bullets. First bullet, A and B are the x-intercepts of f. So here you can see that there is a f graph and the straight line is a g graph, and they are saying that these A and B are the x-intercepts. We know that. The graphs f and g intersect at C. So both the graphs intersect at the point C and B. So here you can see that this is a common point. Both C, B and C are both the graphs intersecting. Okay. Now the graphs D is a turning point of F. So here this one is a turning point of F. So these are the given things, and based on this one we have to answer the remaining question. Okay. First question, 5.1.1. What is that question? Determine the coordinate of C. You have to find the coordinate of C. Actually, what is that C? C is the y-intercept. Okay, so at y-intercept of what? Any graph. Okay, so here look at this one. G of x is equal to x minus 3. What is this minus 3 stands for? This is a straight line graph. Am I right? G of x is equal to x minus 3. That's a straight line graph. And what is this minus 3 stands for? The y-intercept. Am I right? Okay. So for example, y is equal to mx plus c. Okay. What is the y-intercept? This plus c is the y-intercept. So g of x, y is equal to x minus 3. Okay. So it implies that therefore c, coordinate of c, this is the y-intercept. Am I right? This is the y-axis. So y-intercept, x value is 0, and what is the y value? It is from here, it is minus 3. So you don't want to write any calculation. How many marks for that question? Only 1 mark. Okay, so you just write 0 comma minus 3. Okay, that's all. So the coordinate of c is minus 0 comma minus 3. So this one is 0 comma minus 1, sorry, I mean minus 3. Sorry, not minus 1, it is minus 3. 0 comma minus 3. Okay, so that is the coordinate of C, 5.1.1. Okay, now 5.1.2. What is that question? Calculate the length of AB. You have to find the length of AB. To find the length of AB, before I go to that one, okay, let's say this is 1, this is 3, okay, and what is the length of AB? I mean minus 1. What is the length of AB? This distance is 1 unit and this distance is 3 units. That means the length is 1 plus 3, that is 4 units. So once if you know the coordinates of this A and B, then you just add that one, then that is a distance AB. Okay, find the length of AB, that is the question. Okay, so what is this point A and B? Those are the x-intercept. X-intercept of which one? X-intercept this f of x graph. Okay, so first we can write the equation of that f of x. Excuse me. F of x is equal to y. F of x is the same as y is equal to x squared minus 2x minus 3. Okay, since these points A and B are the x-intercept, so at x-intercept, what is the y value? Y is equal to 0. Okay, so we can substitute the value of y as 0. 0 is equal to this one, or that one is equal to 0. So x square minus 2x minus 3 is equal to 0. I substitute the y value as 0. Okay, so now factorize this one. What are the factors, guys? X minus 3, x minus 1, so plus 1. So x minus 3 and x plus 1. I hope now you know how to factorize. Those who doesn't know how to factorize, you have to watch that algebra section. Okay, so x minus 3, minus 3 into 1 is minus 3, minus 3 plus 1 is minus 2. Okay, so it means that x minus 3 is equal to 0. Either this one is equal to 0 or this one is equal to 0, or x plus 1 is equal to 0. From here, what is x? Take this minus 3 to the other side, so it is 3. From here, what is x? Take this plus 1 to the other side, so it is minus 1. So which x value? We got two x values, 3 and minus 1. Which x value is for A? So A is definitely, this one is x value negative. So it means that A is minus 1, x-intercept y is 0, and B is 3. So it is 3 comma 0. So now look at this one, guys. Here A is minus 1. Here the x value is minus 1. Okay, and here what is the x value? It is 3. Okay, so what is the question? Find the length of AB. Find the length of AB. So how can you find the length? This point x value is minus 1 means that this distance is 1 units. Am I right? This x value is 3 means that this distance is 3 units. So what is the total distance between A and B? This 1 plus this 3. So AB is 1 plus 3, that is 4 units. So AB is equal to 4 units. Okay, the length of AB is 4 units. Okay, so that is question number 5.1.2. Now let's move to the next question, 5.1.3. Okay, next question, 5.1.3. 5.1.3. What is that question? Determine the coordinates of D. You have to find the coordinates of D. Here you can see that D is the turning point. Okay, and you have to find the coordinates of that D. So D is the turning point of this parabola or f of x graph. So what is f of x is the same as y. Y is equal to x square minus 2x minus 3. Okay, how can you find the coordinates of D? How can you find? There are different methods. Okay, so what is a simple method? Yeah, maybe you studied a formula like this: x is equal to minus b divided by 2 times a. Okay, so if you remember that formula without any mistake, it will give you the answer simply. Okay, so to find the x value, that x means this x value here. Okay, to find this x value, that number, there is a formula minus b divided by 2a. So what is this a, b, c? You know that here, what is the number here? What is the number here? It's a 1. Okay, b is minus 2, c is minus 3. So x is equal to minus b by 2a. So that is equal to minus, this minus is this one. Then what is b? B is another minus 2. Okay, divided by 2 into a. What is a? It is 1. 2 into 1. So it is minus into minus is positive 2, divided by 2 into 2 is 1. So that is 1. So it means that at this point the x value is 1. At this point the x value is 1. Okay, now what is the y value? How can you find the y value? You substitute this x value 1 as in this equation again. Okay, so our equation is y is equal to x squared minus 2x minus 3. Substitute the x value as 1. So y is equal to 1 square minus 2 into 1 minus 3. I substituted the x value as 1. So what is the y value? 1 minus 2 minus 3. 1 minus 2 is minus 1, minus 1 minus 3 is minus 4. So y is equal to minus 4. Okay, so now therefore coordinates of D is x value 1, y value minus 4. So it is 1 comma minus 4. Okay, so any other method? So this is one method. Okay, any other method to find the coordinates of D? Okay, so there are different methods you can use. I think 2 or 3 methods in this question itself. Okay, this is one method to find D. Okay, coordinates of D. Let me explain quickly another method. Look at the point. Look at the points A and B. Okay, so this turning point, if I draw like this, okay, so this is the axis of symmetry. Okay, and here this point is minus 1 and this point is, this is minus 1 and B is 3. Okay, and the turning point passes the axis of symmetry passing through the turning point. So this point, axis of symmetry, passes through the middle of these 2 points. So here it is minus 1, here it is 3. So what you have to do is minus 1 plus 3 divided by 2. Minus 1 plus 3 is 2. 2 by 2 is 1. So it means that at this point it is 1. So here the x value is 1. Did you get 1 here? Yes. Okay, now same thing you can apply. Substitute the equation y is equal to x squared minus 2x minus 3. Substitute this one here in this equation. There you will get the answer as, what was answer? Minus 4. Okay, so that, like that also, this minus 1 plus 3 divided by 2, that is 1, because axisymmetry passing through the turning point. So what is the axisymmetry x value here? That is minus 1 plus 3 divided by 2, that is 1. So here at this turning point the x value is 1. Then substitute that x value in this equation, then you will get the y value. Okay, any other method? Any other method? Yeah, you know, the completing, not the completing square, yeah, completing the square method. So I'm not going to explain that one detail. Those who studied that method, they can understand. Otherwise, to understand this method, you have to watch that algebra sections again. Okay, so it's minus 3 y is equal to x square minus 2x plus 1 square minus 1 square minus 3. So this is y is equal to x minus 1 the whole square. This is minus 1 minus minus 4. So you wrote the equation like this. Then therefore d is, here it is minus 1, so it is positive 1. Here it is minus 4, like that also. Okay, so those who doesn't, I'm not going to explain that one now. Okay, but those who knows this one, follow this one. Or if you want to know more about this one, you have to watch that algebra section. There we studied how to write an equation given like this to convert like this. Okay, so once if you get the equation like this, then opposite sign of this minus 1, that is positive 1, then this minus 4, that is this one. Okay, yeah, so you already studied 3 methods now. Okay, so any method you can apply, which one is simple, that one you can apply. That is question number 5.1.3. now let's move to question number 5.1.4. okay, question number 5.1.4. calculate the average gradient of f between c and d. 5.1.4. you have to find the average gradient between C and D. Where is this C and D? C is here, and D is here. You have to find the average gradient between C and D. So try to understand like this. Average gradient is the same as gradient. You can understand like that. It's almost the same as gradient. Okay. So what is the coordinate of C? C is 0 comma minus 3. And what is D? D is 1 comma, here we got minus 4, 1 comma minus 4. To find the average gradient, we can apply the same formula for the gradient. Gradient of CD. What is the formula to find the gradient? y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. This is x1 y1 x2 y2. So y2 minus 4 minus y1 minus 3 divided by x2. x2 is 1 minus 0. Minus is plus. So it is minus 4 plus 3 divided by 1 minus 0 is 1. So what is this one? Minus 4 plus 3 is minus 1 divided by 1. That is minus 1. So the average gradient between C and D is minus 1. Guys, before I go to the next question, what is the meaning of average gradient? Why we are saying average? Why don't you ask what is the gradient between C and D? Why they are saying average gradient? You know, average gradient, there you can see that this is the point C, this is the point C, and this is the point D. Okay, so gradient is a straight line like this. It's a straight line gradient. Okay, but here you can see that that one is a parabola like this. This is the point C and this is the point D. So it's not actually a straight line. It's very close to the straight line, but you can see that there is a small curve like this. Okay, so what is the question is, what is the gradient of this one? So that is why we are saying that the gradient of this line and the gradient of the straight line are almost the same, not exactly the same, but almost the same. That's why we are saying that average gradient. Do you understand? Okay, it's not the exact gradient CD. If it is straight line, we can say that gradient. Okay, but it's not the exact same, but it's almost very close to that straight line. So that's why we are saying that it's average gradient. Okay. Okay, just for you to understand, that's all. 5.1.4. Now let's move to next question, 5.1.5. 5.1.5. What is that question? Question number 5.1.5. Calculate the size of angle OCB. Wow. What is the size of OCB? Which one is that? OCB. That means this angle. You have to find what is that angle. Okay. So now, even though it doesn't looks like that, but what is the y value here? It is -3. Is it not so? The y value of this point C is -3. What is the x value of this point B? It is 3. So let me draw only that one here. Okay. This is our point O. Here, this is our point C. Okay. And what is the y value here? -3. So it means that this distance is 3 units. This distance is here, the y value at this point, the y value is -3. It means that this distance is 3 units. Here the x value is 3. So it means that this distance is 3 units. What is this angle? 90 degrees. So here you can see that this length and this length are equal. If these two sides are equal, what is the meaning of what you studied in Euclidean geometry? If opposite sides are equal, then the opposite angles are also equal. So it means that this angle and this angle are supposed to be equal. Am I right? Okay. So here, look at how I am going to write. OC is equal to, this is B. OC is equal to OB is equal to 3 units. Therefore, OCB, angle OCB is equal to angle OBC is equal to, if these two angles are equal, then this is 90 degree. So what is that one? These two angles are equal. So it means that remaining, the sum of this one is 190. Am I right? Okay. So 90 divided by 2, it is 45. This is 90. So sum of the remaining one is 90. Then only 90 plus 90 is 180. Sum of the angles in a triangle. Okay. So this sum of this one is 90. So each one is supposed to be 45. Then only it will be equal. Okay. So 45, 40. What is the reason? Angles opposite to equal sides. Angles opposite to equal sides. So it means that, therefore, what is our question? OCD. Therefore, OCD is equal to 45 degrees. That's all. Okay. So that is question number 5.1.5. Now let's move to 5.1.6. Okay, question number 5.1.6. 1.6. What is that question? Determine the values of k for which f of x is equal to k. Determine the values of k for which f of x is equal to k. So it means that this k, normally we are saying f of x as y. So it means that k, what they mean is y. Okay, f of x we are saying as y, is it not so? So f of x is equal to k means that k stands for y. Okay, so in effect, determine the values of y. Am I right? What is written here? Determine the values of k. So from here we know that k stands for y. So you can read it like this: determine the values of y. Am I right? Okay, so listen once more. Here it is written determine the values of k. Okay, for which f of x is equal to k. So f of x we know that normally we are saying y. So y is equal to k. So it means that even though the question is to determine the values of k, we can say that determine the values of y, or you are supposed to find the y values. Okay, so I'm going to read it like that now. Okay, determine the values of y will have two f of x, we are talking about the parabola, will have two unequal positive real roots. Wow, that's a tricky question. Okay, will have a two unequal means what? Two different, not equal, not the same, 2 3 3 -3 -3, like not like that. Okay, so two unequal positive roots. Okay, so before I explain that one, just try to understand like this. Here I'm going to draw a parabola like this. Okay, so if I take a y value here, okay, how many solutions I have? Solutions means, what is the meaning of solution? Solution means x values. Okay, so if I take a y value here, how many x values I will get? One here and the other one is here. Am I right? Here the x value is positive, here the x value is negative. This is the x-axis. Okay, you know that here the x value is positive, here the x value is negative. Okay, so how many x values I got? Two x values, both are two different, unequal, but one x value is negative and the other x value is positive. Okay, so one positive and one negative x value I got. Okay, but if I take a point here, how many solutions I will get? There also I will get two x values. Solution means x value, one positive x value, then another negative x value. Do you understand? But if I take a point here, how many x values I will get? Look at this one. One x value here, that is positive. Okay, and another x value is here, that is also positive. Two different, two unequal, both the same, positive. You understand? If I take a y value here, same thing, one here and that is positive, and the other one is here, that is also positive. You understand? But if I take a point here exactly on the turning point, I have only one x value. They want two unequal, two different like this, and both must be positive. Okay, but look at this one. If I take a y value here, it's the same story, because one x value that is negative and the other x value, that is other solution, positive. So if I want to get two, what is the condition? Two unequal means two different values. Positive, what is the correct sentence? Two unequal positive real roots. Two unequal positive real roots. If I want to get it like that, I'm supposed to take the y value somewhere here. Okay, so now look at let me erase this one. Okay, now here if I take an y value here, y value means k value. Okay, y, they are saying that y is the same as k, or k value. Okay, so if I take a y value here or a k value here, I will get two x values, but one x value is negative and the other x value is positive. Am I right? If I take a k value or y value here, there also I will get two solutions, but one solution is negative and the other solution is positive. But they want two unequal positive real roots. Both the roots must be positive. So if I take a k value here, there also you can see that I will get two solutions. One is here, but that one is negative, and the other one is here, that one is positive. But I want two positive real roots. So but if I take a k value here, then what is the y value here? -3. Don't forget that. Okay, I am going to take a y value after that -3. Then look at this one. I got an x value here or a solution here. What is that solution? Positive. I got another x value here. What is that one? Positive. Both the positive different. That means if I take a y value or k value after this minus 3. So let me take a y value here. Okay. So here also I got an x value or solution here. What is the sign? Positive. Another solution here. What is the sign? Positive. Both the positive. Can you see that? So it means that if I take up to which one? Up to this turning point. Don't take turning point. Turning point only one solution. That is this one, positive. Only one solution. But we want two unequal just before that turning point. If I take a point y value or k value here, then one here positive and the other one here positive. Two unequal positive. So it means that if I want to get two unequal positive real roots, my y value or k value must be between these minus 3, this is minus 4, between minus 4, this is minus 4 and this is minus 3. So if I take a y value between minus 3 and minus 4, I will get two positive real roots. Okay. So what is the value? What is my answer? The answer must be the value of y. Okay, we can write the value of y must be between minus 4 and minus 3. But here the question is to write the value of k. So we know that y is the same as k. So how can you write the answer? The value of k is between minus 3 and minus 4. Minus 4 less than k less than minus 4. I mean minus 4 less than k less than minus 3. Okay. So guys, that is 5.1.6. Now let's go to 5.1.7. Five point 5.1.7. What is that question? For which values of x? So there also you have to find the values of x. There you have to find the values of x for which f dash of x into f double dash of x is greater than 0. You have to find the values of x where what is the condition? F dash of x times f double dash of x is greater than 0. What is this f dash of x? So first derivative in calculus you studied. Okay. So first derivative of this f of x. What is f dash of x? You have to know the derivative. Okay. You have to study. So here I am not going to explain in detail. What is the derivative of x square? This 2 will come here. 2x raised to 1 less than this 2. 2 minus 1 is 1. Then minus 2x derivative, this x will cancel. So minus 2. What is the derivative of a constant term? It's a 0. So the derivative, first derivative is my 2x minus 2. That is the first derivative. Then what is the second derivative? You have to derive this one again. So what is the derivative of 2x? 2. What is the derivative of the constant term? It's a 0. So second derivative is 2. Okay. Now f dash of x into f double dash of x. What is f dash of x? 2x minus 2 into f double dash of x is 2. Okay. Is greater than 0. So you have to find the values of x. Okay. So expand the bracket. So or you can see that if I divide both sides with 2, this 2 and 2 cancel, 0 by 2. Okay. So remaining is 2x minus 2 is greater than 0. Take this minus 2 to the other side. So it is 2x is greater than 2. Divide both sides with 2. So x 2 cancel. X is greater than 2 by 2 is 1. So what are the possible values of x? X is greater than 1. That is question number 5.1.7. Now let's go to question number 5.2. It's another question. The graph of a parabola f has the x-intercept at x is equal to 1 and x is equal to 5. So they are saying that there is a parabola. This is not a part of this question. Okay, let me erase that one also. There is a parabola. The graph of a parabola f has the x-intercept at 1 and 5. So the x-intercepts are at 1 and 5. So it's a parabola. So now we can't say that the graph is like this or like this because we don't know what is the shape, okay, or we don't know what is the value of a. Now g of x is equal to 4. G of x is y. Y is equal to, there is another 4. Okay. So and g of x is equal to 4. Where is that one? Yeah, g of x is equal to 4 is a tangent to f at p, the turning point of f. Wow. So this g of x is equal to 4 is a tangent at the turning point. So it means that there is a line like this, and now we got an idea. And they are saying that that one is the tangent. This is the point P. Okay, so this is g of x, this is g of x is equal to 4. Am I right? Y is equal to 4. If I want to draw y is equal to 3, y is equal to 3, how can I draw? I have to find 3, and this is y is equal to 3. Y is equal to minus 3. I have to find where is y is minus, this is the x-axis, this is the y-axis. Then this is y is equal to minus 3. Similarly, g of x is equal to 4 is a tangent passing through the turning point P of the parabola. So it means this point is the turning point and this line passes through the turning point and it's a tangent. Okay, so it touches only once. Okay, now what? It's a tangent to f at P, the turning point of f. Sketch the graph of f clearly showing the intercept with the axis and the coordinates of the turning points point. So here we know that this one is 1, this is 5, this is the x-axis. So this one we have to find. This is the y-axis. So what is this one? That's a y-intercept. Okay. So here how can you find the y-intercept here? So if this one is this is a quadratic, parabola is a quadratic equation. So for a quadratic equation, you know 3 different general formulas. What are the 3 different formulas? Y is equal to ax square plus bx plus c. This is first one that you studied in small classes. Second one, y is equal to a into, last year you studied x minus b the whole square plus q. And what is the third one? Y is equal to a into x minus m into x minus n. Okay, where this m and n stands for the x-intercepts, this 1 and 5. This m and n stands for the x-intercept 1 and 5. So look at what I am going to do. Here I am going to write that equation. Y is equal to this one. Y is equal to a into x minus m into x minus n. Okay, now just pause that one. We know that m is 1 and n is 5, x-intercept. Okay, now at this point P, what is the y value? This is 4. So it means that y value is 4. Now how can I find the x value? You know, this is the turning point. I mean, sorry, this is a turning point. Okay, this is the axis of symmetry, not asymptote, axis of symmetry. Okay, so axis of symmetry passes through the middle of this one. So this is 1, this is 5. So what is the middle? 1 plus 5 divided by 2. So 6 divided by 2, that is 3. So it means that here it is 3. So it means here also it is 3. Okay, so it means that at this point, turning point coordinate is 3 comma 4, or here it is 3, because this is the axis of symmetry. Axis of symmetry passes through the middle of this x-intercept. 1 plus 5 divided by 2, that is 3. Okay, so now let's start. Here y is equal to a, we don't know. Okay, so into x minus m, x-intercept 1, into x minus n, n is 5. Okay, now do you know any point? Yeah, now we know the turning point 3 comma 4. X value is 3, y value is 4. So I'm going to substitute in this point. Okay, substitute 3 comma 4. So what is that one? Y is equal to actually we don't want to find like that, because we don't want to find this a. What is the question? Sketch the graph of f. So there is no need to find there is no need to find a. Okay, so now look at this one. We just want to know what is, we are trying to find the y-intercept. Okay, so at y-intercept we know what is the x value. Y-intercept x value is 0. So now this is x. Oh, okay, we have to find, because 0 minus, yeah, we must have to find, sorry. So here substitute this point 3 comma 4, substitute 3 comma 4. So what is that one? Y 4 is equal to a into x is 3 minus 1, that is 2, into 3 minus 5. I'm substituting 3. Okay, 3 minus 5, that is minus 2. So here 2 times minus 2 is minus 4. So let me write it here. 4 is equal to a into minus 4. So divide both sides with minus 4. So this minus 4 is cancelled. So a is equal to 4 divided by minus 4, that is minus 1. So now what is the equation? Substituting back. Therefore y is equal to minus 1 into x minus 1 into x minus 5. We got the equation of that parabola. Okay, now what I did, once more I substituted this point 3 comma 4 in this equation, then simplify, try to find the value of a. Okay, now what is our aim? We have to find this y-intercept. Okay, so here at y-intercept the value of x is 0. So in this equation we can substitute the value of x as 0 to find the y-intercept. So y is equal to minus 1 into x value, x y-intercept x is 0. So it is 0 minus 1 into 0 minus 5. So y is equal to, this is minus 1, 0 minus 1 is minus 1, times 0 minus 5 is minus 5. Okay, so what is this one? Y is equal to minus into minus into minus, that is minus. Minus times minus, positive. Positive times minus, negative. 1 times 1 times 5, that is 5. So it means that y value is minus 5. Here it is minus 5. So now we got everything, is it not so? X-intercepts 1 and 5. Y-intercept minus 5. Turning point 3 comma 4. That's enough. We draw the graph. That is question number 5.2. So guys, that's the end of February-March 2017 graphs and function questions. I hope you understand clearly. Thank you for watching. See you on the next lesson.